Side now, we're joined live by Congresswoman Lois Frankel, and
Hello.
you've been to all the hot zones
Yes.
in the last year. We're talking Israel, Ukraine. You were there the last 3 months. You were in Israel recently in the last year. What did you see when you were there?
Well, when I was there, you know, these rockets were not being fired in the amount that they are now. I saw a country, a very vibrant, peaceful country with people going about their business. But we also saw the vulnerability because Israel, which is probably about the size of New Jersey, its borders, they're surrounded by hostility.
We were talking about warning shots. Now they actually have an exercise that they go through where they fire sort of a warning blast before the big missile will come. That's both sides, right?
No, you know, look, Hamas's mission is to annihilate Israel. Israel is defending itself, its people. Israel has conducted the most transparent war you could possibly conduct. First of all, they only go after the weaponry, and they're going after these tunnels that Hamas are digging in order for terrorist attacks. Israel, they drop leaflets. They make phone calls to the civilians in Gaza. They actually drop door knockers to give notice that they're going to drop a bomb aimed at weapons. Hamas sends the civilians to surround the weapons, and that's why you're seeing these civilian casualties. You
went to a daycare there as well.
Yes, well, we were at a daycare center in Sderot, which is right on the Gaza Strip. It's in Israel. We're in this daycare center for 400 children. They actually have to have a bomb shelter. The kids get 15 seconds to take cover when these rockets are sent over. And if it was not for what's called the Iron Dome, which can intercept some of these rockets, there would be an incredible full-blown war in the Middle East right now.
Let's talk about the Ukraine. You were there 3 months ago at the height of the tensions there. What do you make right now? The latest developments, the president, just before you were watching him in our studios, confirming now that this was shot down, and he also believes, based on the information, that it was by a piece of military equipment by pro-Russian separatists.
Well, not to get ahead of the facts, but I will say this: it's a horrific situation. What happened? A terrible tragedy that could have been avoided because this was a man-made tragedy, and it's really almost unspeakable to think about it. Ukraine is a mess right now, and this is, as the president said, it's a wake-up call why we need to have peace there. This calls for strong response by the international community.
What should that be?
Well, we have strengthened our sanctions against Russia because really the fact of the matter is we don't know yet who shot down this plane. But Russia has a lot to do with these separatists who are causing so much of the problem. So sanctions on Russia. The international community has to join in this because Europe has a lot more economic power over Russia.
And the UN doing that today, you're seeing countries sort of speaking with one voice here. Do you think that there should be any military action here, or is this just going to be sanctions, and is that even going to work?
Well, not military action on our part, other than working with NATO, and we have certain treaties with NATO that we have to respond to, but you know, right now this requires an international response. Not only the UN, the EU. Economic sanctions are probably the best way to go right now, but we have to really wait and see who's responsible for this to really know exactly you know, how to go forward.
Congresswoman Lois Frankel, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate that, and we'll be right back.